Good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with news in swimming. Qualifying standards set by the St. Lucia Amateur Swimming Association for participation in the Union Americaine de Natation UANA and Pan American Games were met by 11 St. Lucian swimmers. They include Naima Hazel and Nikisha Louis of the Lightning Swim Club, Ziv Reynolds, Alandre Cross, Michaela Shalmine and Katie Kyle of the Shark Swim Club, DeAndre Blanchard, Jayan Odlam Smith, Jabbar Archibald, Terrell Monplaisy and Devin Buddha of the CJ Swim Club. Now, though 11 swimmers qualified, 4 swimmers from the CJ Swim Club, namely Jayan Odlam Smith, Jabbar Archibald, Terrell Monplaisy and Devin Buddha, will be the Federation's participants. Now, 2 of the 4 swimmers, as Odlam Smith and Monplaisy, have received support from the St. Lucia Olympic Committee, as they are both earmarked for participation in the Youth Olympic Games. Now, 1 of 2 swimmers will be given opportunities to represent St. Lucia under the universality selection. Now, parental and club support will take care of the other 2 participating swimmers. Our coach Norman Banfield will accompany the swimmers on their quest to improve their times as they get set to compete against rival federations from a few of our neighboring islands. The St. Lucia Amateur Swimming Association wishes the 4 participants all the best in their pursuit to succeed in further qualifications. Well, despite the inclement weather and the persistent rain, the Saab playing field was a hive of activity on Saturday, 6 January 2018. There, one witnessed the staging of the second trial of the local Free Kick Foundation Showcase, organized to select worthy participants for the 2018 College Showcase, scheduled for January 11th to 14th. The activity was organized in conjunction with the St. Lucia Football Association, Inc. We spoke to one of the coaches about the day's activities.
Today's activities were pretty much very simple. We had them running just a few drills, agility drills and speed drills, and now they're going to do some scrimmages.
Women selected from St. Lucia have been making waves in the U.S. colleges. Sufra's very own Udoka Constantine have been impressive in both her academic and overall play of the university. The coach spoke to how this crop of females are faring.
In terms of the actual results, what you're seeing so far from the girls, are you satisfied with the amount of skill that they have shown?
For our girls, yeah, I am actually. There are really few talented girls. A few of them actually you could see right now, and they look pretty good, I must say. Hopefully the turnout wasn't as good as last week, but hopefully maybe next time around it should be better.
Approximately 55 young male and female football enthusiasts showcased their skill and talents under the watchful eyes of a number of coaches who, despite the weather, ventured from as far as Vieux Fort and Soufrière. The coach spoke to the importance of the showcase to the overall development of football on the island.
It's a big important because it helps. It'll actually help our teenagers going forward, because then they get opportunities to play for bigger teams overseas, get to go to school, and hopefully come back and make our national team a bit stronger.
The Ministry of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations and Sustainable Development, in collaboration with the Department of Youth Development and Sport and the Physical Education Teachers Association, is excited to announce the staging of the first Physical Education and Sports Conference. It will be held under the theme of Physical Education, a Catalyst for Holistic Development. The conference is scheduled for April 5th and 6th, 2018 at the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The purpose of which is to bring physical education teachers together to share best practices and to address issues that affect the teaching of physical education. The invitation is extended to teachers from both primary and secondary schools. The St. Lucia National Table Tennis Association is currently running a table tennis training camp with high-level table tennis coach Maxime Surprenant of Canada. Maxime recently coached the North American team at the World Cadet Challenge in Fiji. This is his second time visiting St. Lucia. This year's training camp has a number of athletes who are part of the National Elite Training Program. The camp venue is the Beauséjour Indoor Facility. 12 players were selected to be part of the camp, and the age range is from 12 to 17 years. 3 local coaches have provided assistance. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, Rosen Daniel jumpstarts the 2018 season with a win. Welcome back. One of the more formidable 400-meter athletes from St. Lucia, Rosen Daniel, made a positive start to his 2018 season on Saturday, 6 January. The former Abilene Christian University and Coping State athlete participated in the less frequently run 300 meters event in Martinique. Though faced by unfavorable racing conditions and affected by a bout of cramps in the last 100 meters, he was still able to cross the finish line ahead of his competitors in a time of 34.64 seconds. With his eyes set on competing at the upcoming Commonwealth Games in Australia, this recent outing should serve this promising athlete in good stead. Well, in cricket, let's just take a look at the composition of the group West Indies will play in this year's World Cup. The group comprises West Indies, Kenya, New Zealand and South Africa. Defending ICC Under-19 World Cup champions West Indies is considered by many to be in a group of death in this year's tournament. West Indies, led by Shimron Hetmyer, had won the tournament in Bangladesh in style after losing their first game against England. This time, the focus will be on Emmanuel Stewart's-led team, who was a member of the triumphant team. West Indies will have to adapt to much different conditions, where their first encounter will be against host New Zealand. As part of their preparation, the Windies prevailed against South Africa and Zimbabwe in two hard-fought bilateral series. In addition, the squad enjoyed an 11-day training camp in St. Kitts and Nevis prior to their journey to New Zealand. New Zealand will definitely be relying on home conditions, having failed to qualify for the knockout stage in Bangladesh. Kenya, on the other hand, will make their first World Cup appearance since 2002. Well, the upcoming tournament from the 13th of January to 3rd of February is the 12th edition of the ICC Under-19 World Cup, and the third time it is being held in New Zealand. Based on the event format, the top 2 teams will advance to the knockout round, while the remaining 8 will move to the Plate Championship. The remaining groups are as follows. In Group B, it will feature Australia, India, Papua New Guinea and Zimbabwe. Group C, Bangladesh, Canada, England and Namibia. In Group D, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan and Ireland. Well, following their demise in the New Zealand Test, West Indies team have slipped to number 5 in the ICC World Ranking. Now, since being crowned world champions in 2017, the West Indies have won 8 of their last 17 matches. In addition, they have lost all their series against higher-ranked teams. Wow. Well, finally, the power of sports. North Korea is set to send a delegation to the 2018 Winter Olympic Games taking place in South Korea in February, officials from the South has indicated. The breakthrough announcement came as the countries met for their first high-level talks in more than 2 years. The delegation will include athletes, officials and supporters. During the talks, South Korea also proposed holding family reunions during the Winter Olympics for people separated by the Korean War. Wow. Well, the South also proposed that athletes from both Koreas march together at the opening ceremony. Well, that's sport. The DBS News continues after the break.